Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Momin at Momin's Art, and I start this stream a little bit earlier today. It's 4 minutes to 10, so I just got it a little bit earlier. Anyway, so this is the class number 6 for the watercolor landscape watercolor classes, and so far we are only two classes left after this class. So if someone didn't get it and didn't get a chance to watch these live sessions, you can always go back. The videos are available online, and I don't delete those videos. They're still there. You can always go and watch those videos. They are uh, they're all there on my channel. So somebody missed a session or video or something, he always can go back and check the contents. Anyway, so today video again that will be say almost same thing like you know like the washes, basic washes in watercolor, the the light, how to control the light, how to draw simple things in your watercolor, and how to do a proportion, like how to control your drawing, like what size of the tree would be. If this house is in the painting, let me just put this in a focus so we can talk about. I brought some paint. I picked it up some paint on the weekend, so I just want to talk about that also. Let's zoom in. I did this painting before in a demo, in a class. So you can let me discuss quickly, and then we'll go. I will start doing some washes and show you what to do, what to expect in watercolor. And here, see that the house here is kind of a little bit far, right? So it's in the base, it's almost like in the mid ground, right? The light is coming from here, so that side of the house is all lit up, right? The roof is lit up, but you see this side of the house is kind of a little bit grayish. I put it like you can use a Prussian blue mixed with phthalo blue, or you can use a Payne's gray, a very light Payne's gray, and get this done. And see that the figure I put in is right kind of a little bit in the middle, right? Like beside the tree. So I want to make sure the tree is here and the lamppost here. So if I put a lamppost here like that, it would be a problem. It's not gonna look good, right? Like so this, unless otherwise it could be exception, right? I'm not saying that it's not possible, but if I put this, then it will look a little bit abnormal, right? If you don't want to do that first, and then if I put the person figure almost like that, then it would be a problem too in a painting. So this would look too big, too close to the house, that type of stuff. So you need to make sure that all these things are in control before you start any painting or anything. It has to be you have to be very careful. Otherwise, your painting will be not gonna look very good, and it will be a little bit problem. So, and other thing is, if you understand the light, the proportions, the composition, how to compose your painting, like where this tree gonna go. If I put the tree right here in the middle, then it would be a problem, right? If I put a tree like that, let's just put the tree here in the painting. I can erase it. It's okay, not a problem. So here, if I put a tree right here in the middle, it's okay, like it's not that bad. But it, for the composition point of view, it's not the best practice. Try to keep this the things away from the middle, and go here, there. That's how you treat them. That's how you treat and render your painting. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit challenging. And then casting shadows. See, I the light is coming from here, so I forgot to put the casting shadow here of the tree. I can do it now. So that's how these things explain if the shadow is coming like this, and there's a tree here, or let me just erase this tree. Let's get this eraser. Let's erase this tree and the poles. Let's get the painting back to the normal state. And sometimes people ask me that what I do with my draft. Like I sketched it, and after sketching, what I do. So most of the time, I don't erase it. I keep the sketch. This give me a little bit dark values also. You see that I erase it, and then some of those dark values are gone, which is fine. It looks better, I guess. But I keep my draft. I don't erase it, and I leave those pencil mark in my painting. So anyway, so you come here, see that shadow is coming here, right? And because of the light is coming from this side, so shadow come here. Let's say there's a boulder, or this ground is uneven or something, or maybe a water here, right? There's a water body here, a little bit water here. So the shadow will stop. Shadow will go up, and then it will disappear on this side, right? Make sure that this is your chance to explain certain thing, that how the ground is look like, what type of shape of the ground. If it is straight, then the shadow will go straight. That will explain there's no bumps, or there's no uneven surface here in between the tree and with this part of the painting. So if you want to explain that there is a bump here and there's a uneven surface, so you make sure that you break down that the shadow, like here. I break it down. It ends here, right? You go a little bit up, and then disappear, and then you start from the other side. That's how you explain the that what type of ground it is, and it's uneven or so. Anyway, let's move on. And so I hope so far the class number 6, you understand that what type of we're dealing in, and what is this. So here, let me see. I think the video is kind of a little bit choppy. Let's try see what's going on. Let me check first. Give me 1 second. I have to see what this video is doing. Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, I think there's a jitter in the video. I'm not sure why there's a problem. Okay, let's go. Okay, anyway, let's carry on. Otherwise, I have to stop the video and check, see what's going on. I'll fix that problem later. I had that issue before also. So this is how you work with your painting, right? Like how to control the light. There's only 3 things that you can branch it out more, but the proportions, like how big and how small proportions, will be the first thing I would worry about. Then I would worry about the light proportion. When you're talking about the proportion, you have to have some kind of experience in drawing and sketching. So that is another thing. And then you talk about the light. Then you go light, and the composition, how to compose your painting. So once you know how to compose your painting, then you'll be okay. Like these 3 things, if you understand, then you go and practice the washes and all the other stuff, right? Like the how to mix color, how to do certain washes, and techniques of the watercolor. If you're working in the watercolor, then you should know the dry brush marks, the wet into wet, wet into dry, dry into wet, that type of stuff. You go and work, explore all these techniques. I will explain everything in the next class. So I will basically the next class will be I'll be talking about more about the techniques in watercolor. What do you expect? How much the drying time? How much water? If I have a brush here, right, and how much water I should have before I go and touch the paper, right? You need to understand all these things. If you're dealing in watercolor, if you're working in acrylic and oil, that would be a different thing, right? But here it's all about, mostly it's all about the water. If you know how much water you have, how much moisture in your brush, and how much pigment you have, that it will be the most important thing. How to see that brush is very dry, right? It doesn't have too much water in it, right? So I can create some dry brush marks like that, right? That's how you do. And if I put some water in it, now my brush is loaded with the water, and I'll grab some Van Dyke brown color, and see that water is like a very watery, the wash is very smooth and watery type. Let's just go up here. Let's remove this out of here. So if I go here, I put a wash. Now my brush is loaded with the water and some pigment. So you can go very long time. You can keep going, keep going, keep put this water on the paper. I can go here, then see the water is still coming, is not drying, because it's a very good brush. Is made by Rosemary and Co. It's a pure squirrel brush, and it contains. That's the beauty of those brushes. It has a lot of water in it, and it keep going. Right. I picked up some pigment from the palette, and it's still going. Right. Like now, it's creating a little bit dry brush mark. Now there you go. Let me go to the other page so you will understand. Let's put it here. So I still have same, I didn't pick up any paint or anything. So let's go here. See, now it's start drying now. The moisture is running out from the brush. This is how you work. That's a good thing about these brushes, because it retains so much water for longer period of time, so you can work. You don't need to go back and forth, back and forth. See, I still have some if I push the brush, but the brush is kind of getting out of shape because it's the all the moisture is gone. It's still there. I can still go. Now this is the time for me to work the dry brush mark. See that how you do the dry brush like this. Now it's mostly the washer is gone. I basically I clean the brush right on the paper. So now nothing's coming out. I'm just, you don't need to do that, otherwise you're gonna ruin your brush. So just careful. Don't drag the brush too much on the dry surface. This is a more like a not very rough surface. See, the hair is coming out. Now the brush is kind of, I'm abusing the brush, so here is losing the hair. Just be careful. Don't do too much dry brushing. So here gone. Now I load it up again with the water, and now see that it released the water plus the pigment. I can keep going. Then I can put another layer on the top, which is called glazing also. So the lower part, if once it's dry, that layer, then it will stay the same, but I can put another layer, which is, I was just showing you how to uh, why these brushes are so important. So this is it. Let me zoom out a little bit here. You guys can see better. Okay, so let's move on, and we'll do in landscape, we'll do a sunset, and I will show you how to render a very simple sunset. So let me just go. Thank God the video is okay, it's not that choppy, and always something. Okay. So understand like what's the importance of these brushes like this. See, let me bring another brush. See, this is the more synthetic brush, right? It's a pure synthetic brush. There's no, it's not mixed with any other bristle. So this is sable. This is like both has a synthetic and the sable. So but this is like a pure. And if I get the water from this brush, put some water, get some pigment. Now look at this. It's already drying. There's I put so much water. Look at this, loaded with the water, right? And I will put some pigment, and I put more. Now see, it's drying now. It's already released all that water at once, whatever it takes from the reservoir, and then it's gone. It's already, his poor guy is drying now. Here, there you go, gone. It's not even, I can't even put some marks there. But these brushes are good for rough work, like if you don't want to ruin your expensive brush and you have these brushes, synthetic brushes, you might as well use for this type of work and don't use these brushes. You don't want to mess with these brushes. These are expensive brushes, the pure squirrel. Okay, so I hope you understand and the difference between these brushes like uh, mob brush, which is a pure squirrel, because of the you can go more and it's very soft brush and it give you a nice soft washes. And these are, although these are made by the same company, right? Same company, but if you I pay very less money as compared with this one. So this brush is uh, it's okay, not the best, but you can do some work and you have to go back and forth to get some more moisture or pigment in the brush. Always remember that you need to make sure that once you're done with the brush, you just go make sure your brush is clean. You dry your brush, right? Dry your brush. Don't let any water in there or moisture. You can do so much. You don't need to very squeeze very hard, or otherwise the brush will start. Uh, you're gonna stress the brush and then so much most of the moisture is gone and then you leave it on the palette like that. If you Some people they left it in water for a long time and then it just create problem. And then don't put it like this, like in a container or something like this. So what happened, all the water whatever left in there, it will go into the handle and it deteriorate all this gum or whatever is sticking anyway. So let's start the class now. Talk now. These are the paint I bought it on the weekend. I bought it last week. This is the it's called interference violet. Uh, I don't know. It's just the color. Maybe the name explain. Dusk violet. This is a good color. I bought it and it's beautiful color. It works like it's such a nice color. And then I bought this one, interference blue color, made by Van Gogh. These are all Van Gogh color. Very nice color. It's very intense and not very expensive. It's what's the size of the 10 ml? 10 ml is a good size and it's a good paint. The only problem is it when you get dry, it's very hard for you to open the cap, because the cap is has a very sharp marks, like that the grip marks. And when it's dry, you need to get a tool to unscrew these tubes, otherwise it will create problem. Or you have to put in a little bit warm water and then it will open up. So these two colors I bought it right on the weekend and I tried it. It just okay. I bought it, like I said, I want to see what the colors are. And it has a lot of I think it has a more kind of a metallic type of surface. Let me just show you here. So I mean like pigment in it and kind of not like it. you know, not the best. Here, same, almost same like uh, pigment in there. Anyway, so I'm gonna do a painting, and I will show you what happened with these paint. But I tried the dusk violet is very good color. If somebody more next to Payne's gray, this is a very good color. So anyway, let's start the painting now quickly. Otherwise, it'll be all the time will be gone in explanation of these supplies. So let's do the quick sketch, and I will take care. I will go half of the sketchbook and get the other pencil. So here I will take this to always if you don't wanna, I would start small. I don't do too big painting if you're learning and you're starting it out. So I always start with the smaller portion of the papers, not just a big portion. And what happened if I could use that also, which is I have no problem. But for you guys, if somebody is beginner or intermediate might know what I'm talking about. But for the beginners, you don't want to use the whole big paper. Just get the small paper, learn, see what's going on, how you control the washes and everything. So yeah. All right, let's do the. This is a sunset. I have this painting. I done this before, but I don't have it with me right now. But let's do it, and I will go slowly so you guys can understand what I'm doing. First of all, you need to put some water. If you need a very flat type of wash, let's say if I need a very flat wash, I would put some water, right? Get some. I have some Prussian blue, nice, beautiful, and then you put some wash on this water, right? That's how you get a nice flat wash. Otherwise, what happen if you start with the dry paper? It will be okay. That would be no problem. But you will be struggling. But for you to get a nice, very quickly flat wash, and you don't need a marks or anything, this would be the solution for that problem. So you go put some water, right? And then you just spread the pigment here and there. Make sure that there's no pigment sitting here, there, and that's it. That's how you do a flat wash. If you think if it is too much here, you just go pick up the color and just spread it, because brush is picking up the color, right? So if I put my brush here and then pick it up, see it picked up the color. If I put it here and then it picked up the color. So that's how you. If you think you put too much dark on the top, you go pick it up, right? And then you bring it down here. So that's how you spread the pigment, and you go slowly up and down and just spread a little bit here and there, and you get a nice, see that nice beautiful flat washes here. Okay, let me put the dryer, because we might need a dryer today, because I need to do a quick dry these painting. So we can work in the dry into wet here. Let's do the painting here. Actually, let me go dry this out. So you want, see, I didn't dry all the way because I need some moisture in the paper. I will go pick up my nice dagger brush, which I use it all the time here, and I will get this purple color which I spoke to you just now, and then I will put it here at the horizon line. We're doing a very simple type of landscape. We're not doing a very complicated landscape, or I don't want to do that, otherwise you guys get confused. So here I put some brush marks. You can tell like what you can do by when you're practicing a flat wash, right? You working on a flat wash, and it comes out really good, and you say, I want, you can make a painting out of it, right? Like you have this, now put some like a dark color at the horizon line. Let's drop it a little bit here and there like that. It creates a nice texture. Feel like a mountains or something. You can do that. And if you want more dark color, then you can go pick up some Payne's gray. Let me just get this in the focus. Put some Payne's gray if you need more depth, more contrast in your painting. Just put some Payne's gray like that. And I will get some cadmium orange because I need this is too purplish, and it's not looking very good. So I mean, like, sorry, it looks okay, but I would just put some cadmium orange to warm it up because it's kind of a little cool. So I would warm it up. And I didn't create the soft edges because it's I that's okay. In this case, I can keep this very kind of a hard edge up here at the mountains. You can do it soft edge. Let me show you how to do. So if these mountains are very far, and then you don't need to, you said I need to have more soft look of the mountain, then you can go. Sure, you can do that also. Let me show you quickly. So I will go clean my brush. Make sure your brush is all clean, dry. Dry mean like this brush has to be dry. Let me just dry my brush and put it here. So this brush has to be very dry. And before you do what do you call that? The soft edge. So I would put some. Let me just close this. So it would be here. There you go. Let's put it here. Bring the palette here. Now you go put some little bit water, not too much water, but otherwise it'll create problem for you, right? So very dry brush, just smudge in at the edge of this mountains like that, and it will give you a beautiful soft edge like that. I make sure your brush is you cleaning your brush, and you taking out most of the moisture out of the brush, and then it will be a very soft type of edge. That's how you create the soft edges, right? And now see that the Payne's gray is kind of spilling. I can pick up that Payne's gray also. If you leave it, that's fine too. Okay. Now here I will go. I put some cadmium orange. Now you go pick up a bigger brush. Let's use this. And I'm going to pick up some yellow ochre, which is more like a dark yellow color. Mix it up with my other colors in the palette. I don't know what these colors were, but it was from last week, but you can use those colors, no problem. Here, and then you go keep your brush here, right? Keep your brush here and go quickly. If you need to create some dry brush marks, right, you keep your brush here and go quickly. That's how you create some very good dry brush marks. So if you don't need the dry brush mark, you can go put your brush and you just go all the way straight, and it will give you a nice flat wash. So this is another thing people get confused. I see they have problems. So you get the color, right? A nice loaded brush, right? That has a lot of water. Now you put it here and you just drag it like that. You drag it like this, and it create a nice, along the wash, it create a nice dry brush marks, which you can use it for some other reason in your painting later on. I will show you what you can do. So here, okay, here, if you don't like it, you said it's too white in my paper or something, you can just dry, use the brush again, and then they'll be gone like that. So done. The foreground is midground, whatever is done, and I will be. So here is so beautiful. The watercolor is so good that you can do in very short amount of time. You can do a nice work. And then here, let me dry this. Now let me just quickly add something. So if I have a water in my brush and you don't know how much water, right? I took the pigment from the palette and I put it here. So what happened? You by mistake you put too much water instead of controlling your brush. That's what I was explaining in the earlier, that you make sure that you don't have the see the layer is not dry yet. Although I applied the dryer, the layer is still wet. It still has a moisture in it. If I rub my finger, the paint will come out. So I put a little bit water. Soon as you touch your brush with the paper, what happened? It released the water. That's what you making a connection. The brush with the paper. Soon as you touch with it, because the water is sitting here, right at the edge, right? The brush. See that if I put it mark and it will come out. It will soon as I touch it sees it release the water, right? So this is what happened on the paper also. If I don't want the cauliflower to be built here, and as soon as I touch it, it just release the water and with pigment. So pigment is okay, you can deal with the pigment, but water you don't want to deal with the water, because once you mess it up with the layer that you already laid down, then you have to fix it. You have to go and maybe see that I picked up the color and it makes a white mark because the water was there, right? And what happened, the layer I already put it take the moisture out of it and it create. I can deal with that because this is a landscape painting. I have no problem, I can fix it later on. But just to let you know what happening, you make sure the water in your brush is the most important. If you don't know how to control the water, how much water in there, and the layer is still dry, especially wet into wet. You when you're working on a wet into wet, then it would be a problem. Yes, if the let me dry this. Okay, so if you dry is fine. You can just put your brush and it will make a mark, but it's not gonna mess up with your the layer in the bottom. So if I put a mark here, right, I release the water and I picked it up quickly and it's okay. So, but here what happened? The layer was kind of a half dry, half say some moisture in it. It wasn't the wash wasn't settled down. Wash was still working, and without we don't see it, but the wash is drying and it keep going, right? So that is the time you need to be very careful. You don't want to put so much water on the layer and it will create some problem for you. Okay, so please be careful. Unless otherwise, see that here I put some little bit. I soften the edges. I'm fine. I mean, like this is. I want to show this is in the background. Is far and I don't see the edges of the mountain. It's fine. Here you be okay, right? You want to create some texture in these mountains and put some cadmium orange, purple dusk, or whatever colors, and then you soften the edges. That's fine. But here on the more focal point, like a midground and the foreground, you want to you have to be careful, because these portion of the painting you need to be very careful because they are more in focus, right? Unless you're working in the midground, you put something in the midground, you're not worried about the foreground, but then it's okay. But the foreground is the most, it shows, right? Like if you make a mistake here, then it will show right away. Here is fine. You can do a atmospheric perspective. Now see, these edges are softened. I can go and make it harder. Just use this pigment is in my brush and I can make them harder again because they are dry, right? They're dry, the wash is dry, and I can make them again kind of a harder. There you go. You can go dry your brush and you picked it up all the color that I put in and it will come back to in its state. Or maybe I can just go pick up that. whatever I glaze it with this color. See that mostly it come back. Like if I dry my brush, make sure you clean your brush very thoroughly, and then I can go and just get rid of the very gentle type of washes, and then it will be gone. So leave some mark. It will leave some mark, but more the problem you can fix it by this. Okay, let's go move on. So I will grab my dragger brush. Now I need to do some sketching here. I might gonna put some boat here in the mid ground, and I will do the sunset here. All right. Since we start this painting, so see then how easy it is to do the flat wash, and then you said, okay, I can do a painting. So do a flat wash and then create a painting. So here, let's put a boat here. Nice Van Dyke brown I have in my palette. These brushes are the best. These brushes for the sketching. You want to do sketching with the brush. These brushes are the best. I found them so helpful, and I will put a certain shape you can erect, like a boat shape and all that. These brushes are amazing. I use them all the time. I can't go without these brushes. I always have in my toolbox. Here I'll put some, and then I will. You see me when I'm painting. I put a boat. I always make it lead toward me. Like a little bit inside, so it give a nice impression that the boat is leaning here, and it looks very good. So here, let's mix some Payne's gray, or maybe I can just pick up some Payne's gray out of the my palette and create some depth right into the boat. Let's get some more. Put some just at the edge of the boat, right? You want to go put some at the right on the edge of the boat, so you're creating a more depth, more volume into your painting. And then I will go put a mask here a little bit. You can go a long mask here, but I will go small, not too big. You can go from here. Yeah, let's say I can go here. There you go. Just for the sake of composition, it's not you not necessarily you have to put. I put it. It looks good for the composition, and then you could put a small rope here like that. Maybe harness a board, put one uh, pole here, and get the rope running here, and then you go put the rope on the ground a little bit, winding here and there. Okay, then more dark value, get some more nice. If you are sketching on your painting and your painting is almost dry, right, you make sure that when you doing a sketching is a very less water in your brush. So much less water. Let me show you. You can write your name. Let me grab something else here. See that I have, it's a very less moisture in it, right? I can write my name here like this with this brush. There you go. So if you have a moisture, let's say if I have a moisture in my brush, and then I will have a little bit hard time, I can still write because this is a very nice brush, right? But as compared with this, look at this. This is more sharp. This is more like a, kind of a get bigger and more. If you put more water in it, then it will be more hard to control. Hard to control. Then because it's releasing water and water and water. This is what happened with the. But if you have very nice, let's say I put some Van Dyke brown and Payne's gray, and then you can do a very sharp type of mark. When you're doing a sketching, you must know how much you need to make sure that the water is gone out of the brush. So then you can do very sharp marks. Okay, let's get to the point and let's do the boat again. Let's create some more depth into this boat, make it look nice. and I'm assuming the light is coming from this side, right? So I will cast some shadow of the board. Let's get this shadow here. Uneven surface here. So the board shadow will go up, and then cast the shadow of this guy also, and some shadow of this rope. Okay, and then what happened? The board will be darker on this side, and there will be lighter on this side. So I will go create more dark value on this side and soften the edges because I don't need the hard edge here. And I have some cadmium yellow, beautiful, very nice cadmium yellow. So I will put in the uh, cavity of this board, create more drama, and maybe you can put some here also, create some light here. There you go. Now I will go grab a nice cadmium red, and I will put a little bit like a, just give a little punch to your painting. Put a flag here. That's a flag here. And then you go and put some red trim here if you want. It's up to you. You energize your painting. You want to get some more colors here. So you put some a red, very undiluted with the just a straight, because I'm working on a wet into wet, and there's a brown color underneath. So I want to make sure that this brown color is mixing with the red. So I will keep this my red into this bowl. Okay, done. Now let's go and the I will put some birds here, maybe very sharp marks. Okay, they're so sharp marks. You remember that you need to have very less. If you're working on this type of surface and you don't want to get a problem, you can grab your other paper, right? Any other paper, and try sketch here first, right? Try sketch here, see how much water in there. So I have very dry brush, so I will put some moisture in it, and now it's okay. So I can do some birds here, like that. One here. You don't want to do too many, right? Grouping is very important. So there's some mark here. So I would just use this mark to make the bird. There you go. Yeah, I'll zoom in a little bit later, and let's do this, work on the board a little bit more since I have the brown color in my brush. Make the board look more interesting. And same time, what you do, you go with the dark color, you can put against these white spots, right? You just go maybe the sand dunes or something, and then you go a little bit here, there, like this. Create more drama to your painting, and that's it. I think I don't want to do too much. I explain why I did this painting because we did the flat wash, right? We start with the flat wash. I was showing you how to do flat wash, and then I start putting horizon lines, some hills here. What you can do, see this hill, I can make them more prominent. I can go put a little bit brown color here, there, and I can make them more prominent. But you don't want to go use a flat wash. Leave these layers from the bottom, and put some energy marks on it, like that, and keep this flag open if you can. And there you go. So it create more light, more depth, and all you had, I did just I had this brown color in my palette. I put it here, there, little bit marks, and let it die here because it's going like this, right? That because although it looks straight, but it's going this way, and it die down at the basically that's to explain the perspective also. That how the perspective works, right? If I put a line here, then these lines would be like this, if I explain the perspective here. But which I don't want to go further here, otherwise you guys get confused. Let's remove these lines. You want to keep it, you can keep it. Here, some more energy marks on the little bit light. See that how light the pigment is? It has more water, and then I can go a little bit more lighter here. And that's it. I don't want to go too much in this painting because we're not. I start this painting and because of the flat wash. Okay, so let's turn around and we'll do the sunset, and I will show you how to create a nice easy sunset. So here I'll grab my other brush, wet the paper, right? Wet the paper and get some cadmium yellow, nice cadmium yellow, put it like that right on the wet into wet, and I will get some white open here. I will get some white. You can open, you can keep it here, right? Or you can keep it here. It's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable, I would keep it here. A little bit low horizon type of sunset and a little bit white. You can leave this white here. When you push the brush, right? Push the brush against paper really hard and it makes the wash very light. So if I have the water and I will go push it really hard, then it take all that pigment along with the wash and with the water, and it basically you picking up the color, right? So I pushed it really hard and it will take the some moisture and the pigment out of the paper, and then I push it outside like that. There you go. You go and just push it outside. So here almost there. Now I'm gonna grab some cadmium orange, wet into wet. I'm not gonna wait for this layer to dry. I will put some cadmium orange. That's wiggly here and there. You don't need to be very careful, right here, because it's all wet, right? It has so much water, so I'm not worried about too much here. Okay, and now I will grab some of that purple dusk, and I will put some here on the horizon line while it's wet. I will take advantage and I create some soft edges like that. And bring this because we're dealing in a landscape, right? So you bring that dark, uh, probably a little bit coming down, and leave some white spaces here, right? So here I'll grab some more dark the purple dusk made by Van Gogh, and I'll put some here, there, create more drama, more contrast, more dark value. It just show it could be anything. It could be hills, or I would say I would keep them as a trees, or like a jungle type of this, a sunset on the. Yeah, it just we dealt with the hills here, but here we've been dealing with the more like a trees or something. You can extend these more marks a little bit up, and see the brush is torn now. I use this brush. You take advantage of that situation. That brush will allow you to go make a very random type of marks like that. And this brush is then if I clean it with the and it give me a nice tip also, because it was basically the moisture was releasing the moisture. So what happened, it will start, see that here I can keep it very sharp, and then if I picked up some color and I keep using it, and if the moisture is dry up, then it will start breaking up and it will create some different type of brush basically. Here, let's put some dark value. I'm using the Van Dyke brown. You don't want to use the Van Dyke brown straight on the paper. Be careful, because it's very intense color. It doesn't look very good. But I have the purple in there. I have some colors in there. So I just drop it to create more depth into my painting. Put some here. Again, the white. Anytime you put against the white, it create a nice depth that something is in there, right? Something uneven or anything. Here, let's get some more purple dusk, and I would put it carefully put some here for the clouds, dark clouds, right? If you want, you can put some dark cloud like that. If you don't want it, you don't need to do that. And I will grab some cobalt blue, or you can get some French ultramarine blue, whatever it works for you. And then I will put some on the top also to create more contrast in my painting. Wet into wet, I'm not drying my painting, it's all wet into wet. So keep dropping the colors on the paper, and just spreading. So if I need this wash to be here, I will go here, and if I need this wash to be here, and I don't need this wash to be here, this wash is too much, I will pick it up, because it's all, keep the moisture out of the paper brush, and you can pick it up. You can just let this cloud go. You said, I don't like this cloud here, I don't like this dark color here, and then you, this is your chance. You can pick it up, all this pigment, unnecessary pigment, if you think so. And I will get some more light here. So what I will do, I will pick up some color like that. Push your brush again. You don't want to delete this white, right? So but go around it like a little bit here and there, and you can lift the color like that. There you go. All colors are gone. So see that it, watercolor has a tendency, it get lighter once it's dry. So once it's dry now and it get lighter, so you can go, you can glaze it. Once it's dry, you can put another layer or something. I wouldn't be worried about too much. See that he's getting lighter. So I will go grab some Van Dyke brown, mix it up with the French ultramarine or cobalt blue, and get a nice dark color, right? I get some, let's put some more Van Dyke brown, more French ultramarine, and then you can drop it here at the edge of this, just random. You don't need to do very precise work here. And some here, some there, some there. Let's go a little bit more random type. And then I can create some trees here also. Let's put a tree here, because the light is coming from the background, right? So these trees are more darker because of the situation, right? The light is coming from the back, so that's why you see the trees are very dark. Otherwise, it will be, if the light is coming from here, it might show some colors in the tree. But since the light is coming from the background, it will be a dark trees. There's very less light, not enough light, and different type of light. So there you go. And I will go work on. I done most of the washes are done. If you think it's too dark here and the water get into here, you can just go. You still have a chance to fix the problem. You can just push a little bit that cadmium yellow, and now I will come back, grab some yellow ochre, and I will start putting some yellow ochre. I'm not putting any water or anything on the paper, just straight from the whatever the moisture I have, I will put it here. Better yet, if you don't want this too brown of the painting, I will pick up this yellow ochre, right? Take it off, and I can put some Prussian blue, and you can make this as a water body. So I will pick up some Prussian blue, and I will put some Prussian blue here and make this as a water right here. Then I will keep my brush here, get some white of the sun, right? You can do it with your white color also, it's not a problem. And then again, I have some here, see that here. So, and then I will grab some more Prussian blue, put some Prussian blue at the edges, some contrast here. Let's put some dark value here, maybe dark here, because of the edge, right? There's a water body, so there would be, the edges will be darker. And I see it's too dark, so you can pick up the color, or you can change the consistency. If you think it's too blue and you don't like it and it's not working for you, you can go pick up the color, right? Pick it up, make it more paler. You don't want to be very dark, so you can fix your problem here. All that the Prussian blue, the darkness is gone. Now you have more sweet type of, like a more uh, soft painting. So I will grab my Van Dyke brown, mix my grays. You need to mix grays. You'd have to learn how to mix grays. You can mix cadmium yellow, cadmium red, and any blue color. You can get a nice dark color, gray dark color. If you put more blue in it, it will get a nice dark blue color. It's all depend the ratio of the color that you are mixing. If you putting more blue in it, you get a nice dark gray, bluish gray color. If you put some more red in it, you get a nice dark brown color, which is the more toward the red color. So yeah, I'm putting more that mixture, creating more contrast in my painting. If you want, you can, like I said, you don't need to put a water. You can make the ground here, and I will put one tree here, right here on the mid ground, coming out of here. I clean my brush because it's still wet, right? So I don't want to go. See, this is what happened. The surface is wet and I have some moisture in my brush, so I have to be careful. Now I use this because it's already wet, so I will just put some dots and create the tree here in the mid ground, and I'll bring it down. This layer is dry, so I can work a very fine work here, but here is because there's water in there, there's a still dry, it's still wet. See, if I put a dot here, it's dry here, it's not spreading, right? But as soon as I put it here, it's wet, so it will get a little bit more, it's spread right away. Clean my brush, and then I will soften these edges. It doesn't look very good. I will soft. Let's take this off. Let's take this off. And that's it. I think most of the painting is done. If you want, you can put some shadow in your water also. If you kind of more realistic type of person, you want to see more uh, from your painting, you can put some red color, some cadmium orange. Once it's dry, I wouldn't encourage you to do wet into wet because you can make this water body green. But I'm creating a nice dry brush mark, so I'm not trying to mix the color here. So here, a little bit here, all the sky can be reflected here. You don't want to mix too much, otherwise it will be a problem. Let's put some yellow here. There you go. So I got a nice, you know, the reflection of the water also. Let's put some clouds also if you want. You can reflect these clouds also, which is this cloud is here. Although I'm exaggerating some because this cloud is up, but just for the sake of composition. And then I would put this tree also here, the creator reflection of the tree, because it's very close. And I need some streaks on the water, so I will explain that this is the water, and I will just go pick up some color, get this moisture out of my brush, and then I will pick up some color so I can make some streaks on the paper, on this wash. Clean my brush, and then you put some streak here and there. You don't need to be very precise. One here, there, there. There you go. So see that you have the reflection, you have the I can put some, I'm putting some water. I want to mix it up because it looks too yellow, the water, right? So I will go pick some colors, let it mix, let it blend, so it give me more nicer look. But I keep the see the blue color of the water. I'm keeping it. I'm not deleting that because that's the beauty of it. Shows what type of scene it is and what is this, right? And then I'll start putting a little bit dark color here to create the edge of the water because it's casting a shadow from the back, right? So here, let's put some here. There you go. Now you're done, right? Now you can go because this is painting is drying. You can put more trees here. I can put a tree here. If you want, you can put a tree here. It's all up to you. I wouldn't do too much, otherwise it'll be uh, more busy and more, you know. You can put a shack here if you want. You can go because of the light color. I can put a shack here, a little bit house here, like this. A little bit window, chimney, the door. There you go. I would extend this house a little bit. More real estate. And I will grab some very dark color and create some depth into just put a little bit dark color. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So what happened when you go put some dark color here and lift the color from the side, clean your brush, make sure your brush is all clean, and then you picked up some color here like this, and it create a nice depth into the more color, more picked it up here. There you go. So see that it looks very good. Just so a few marks, right? I put a one here. Let me draw another one. So since it's very close, so let's draw one more here. So here, roof. I put the roof like that. That mark. Let's get some more dark color. This is not working here. Dark, right? The one shape, and then I put another side of the roof, right? And then I will go. I'm not drawing here because it's already dark, so it's helping me to create the side of the house. So I would all I do, I put a dark value here on the side, and it create a nice edge for me for the house. And I will put one here, and let's get this dark value going here. Clean my brush, take the pigment and the moisture out, and I will go put some dark value here, get some little bit more moisture because it's very dry, right? My brush is so dry right now. So I will go, oops, here. Oh my god, I couldn't get the moisture. And then see that the dark value, it helped this house also. So the both house will be getting help from this dark value. And I will go soft this out, and I don't want to go here because see that this part is already dark, so you keep this as a light wash, right? And let's get some Prussian blue, I mean some French ultramarine, and then I will go grab some, put some trees here on the background a little bit, not too much, right? Little bit here, just very light value, light color, so we can see the houses, right? If I put a dark color here, let's say if I put a dark color here, then it will disappear in that portion of the painting. So you don't want to do that. Yes, you can put a dark value here, that's no problem. You can put a dark value because it's already light, right? And it will create a nice side of this structure of the shape of the house. And then I put a little bit white color, I mean the door, maybe another window here, maybe window here also. Let's put window here, and a little bit more dark value here so it separate from the background. There you go. So two houses I erected, you can see in very easily. You don't need to do a lot of hard work or whatever. It just very easy, and I create two houses in my painting, right? Like it's just evolving basically. Now I would go, how much time we have? Okay, we're almost running out of time. I will go put the branches of these trees like that. A little bit, not too much. You don't want to do too much, otherwise it will start. It will painting will never finish, right? So if you do this, and I would put some here also since it's beside the house. So I want to keep this dark value under control. You can put some cadmium orange here if you want. You can create some more interest or something like that. Just drop it. You don't need to explain too much here. Some here, and that's it. So this is how this painting, and now I'll put some birds here if you want. You can go again, very less moisture in your brush, and so you can create a nice uh, sharp marks on the paper like that. One here, one there, and maybe one here beside the sun here. That's, you know what, that's okay. Just leave one here, it's fine. There you go. You don't want to do too much. Okay, so see that beautiful, and now you can go, if you want, I have a lemon yellow. You can put some lemon yellow, just drop it, because it's the wash is still wet, right? So I can make these three a little bit greener. So just drop a lemon yellow in it, and if you want, it's up to you. I don't want it, but and just to show you, and there you go. And some cadmium orange, and you can put on the roof of this house if you want. Make it look more better, more orange, separate from the other house, because other house roof is too dark. And that's it. Let me zoom out a little bit. I don't want to go too much here. So this is the basically today's feature painting, and you can now, I can grab my white color, and then I can sit down and enjoy my painting, and you can do a small jewelry work with your painting. Again, you can go put some white color, I mean the little bit water, as I showed you last week, and then you grab the some white color, right? And then you can just drop it. Drop this into the what do you call that? The water, and it create a nice like a smoke type of effect. And one more thing, I get some more color, less water, like I said, and then you can create some of this sun mark here on the water, like that. And maybe some streaks here. Don't do too much, because this will be a problem, right? So I would be a little bit under control, and then I grab some more white color, and I will put in this house, in the front of the house, because it's facing the light, right? So I would put some more white here to get more contrast. There you go. And then the bird a little bit white, because they are more very stubborn type of marks here. And that's it. I don't want to do too much, and you can play with the painting later when you have time, but this is how I keep my painting, and don't overwork your painting. There you go. Just one more thing, and then I will wrap up this class. So paper, I'm just using my scheduled paper. So I'm not using any special paper or whatever. This is a hot press paper, and has some little grains on it. Very thin paper, is not very thick, and yeah. And now, few things. Let me just go do something quick. So here, if I want to put one more bird here, right on the water, like that. You want to put another one, maybe here, like this. Okay, and then you go get some little bit light color, and then you create the shadow of these birds like in the water. So what happened when you do this, it shows how close they are with the water. These birds, there's no shadow, right, because they are too far, but these birds are very close to the water. That's how you explain certain things in your painting, what's going on. So I can put some shadow, and I will go grab some white color also. If you want, you can go grab some white color, right, and then you can put it right on the top of those wings, like, not, you keep the dark also, and just put another white on the top of this bird, and it create a nice depth into your into these birds, like they are exposed to the light from the sun, and they have a little dark value underneath, and it create an illusion of the depth and volume, right? Let me zoom in. I'll show you what it is. So this kind of a, I can put a boat here. I can put some figures here, but you don't want to go too much. Honestly, just keep it simple as possible. Here, let's move this here, right here. So that's what I just did uh, to create these birds and in the close to the water. And look at this. Another thing I want to talk to you. Look at the granulation build up here. Here, see that beautiful texture, because I use the purple dusk, which is the more like a heavy color, and I put it on the cadmium yellow and the cadmium orange, and create, although the paper is very kind of a very fine paper, right, hard press paper, but it's still, it creates some granulation here, some granulation here. Let me move the paper right here. So beautiful texture. uh, just that color is good. I like that color. If you want, you can go. I will put the link uh, in the bottom, and then you can, if you want, you can order. It's only like, I think like $8-9 for that color. Anyway, let's finish the class. Thank you so much for being here, and I have some fun because of these two painting up and down. This is what we start with. Let's do a quick recap. I start with the flat wash. I was explaining how to do the flat wash. This big end up in a painting. So imagine if I put some water here. Let me do some water. Let's get some Prussian blue, and I can put some water here, right? I can change this painting more. Let's put some water like that. Get some more Prussian blue. Whole painting is changed, right? This is your painting. You can do whatever, right? And I will keep the water so much that it won't disturb my painting. And then you can bring some here up to here, like that. More Prussian blue, and let's keep this under control because it's too much. You can just go get some water, push the pigment back. It will go back into the side of the paper. There you go. That's it. Now the painting is all. It's the total. The mood of the painting is changed. Now it was in a dry surface. Now I add some water body. It looks beautiful. I can go put some white color, grab some white color, and then let's get some nice juicy white color, and I will put some on the on the shoreline, create some like a, you know, like a foam or something here. There you go. So that's how you create certain painting in very short amount of time. That can be done only in watercolor. There's no other medium you can do certain type of things. So you only can do in watercolor. Here, painting done. Start with a flat wash. End up in a beautiful painting. I like it. I don't know if you like it or not. And then the demo of the sunset, landscape sunset. It shows how to keep the transparency of the paper. You keeping the white of the paper here. These are all the paper white basically. White paper white, paper white, paper white, paper white, here. So this is what you can do with keeping the paper white, right? And then if you don't have, you let's say you delete something, always can go put some white color, or you, even though you can just put a little bit dark color like this on surrounding like that, and then you can create a nice structure like this. Just put a little bit roof, and then you do a dark value here, and that's it. That's all you need basically to create some structure on your painting. So all you have to do is just start with the negative painting, basically they call it's a negative painting. So you do negative painting, and then you have something done here very quickly. So mixing colors, I use some new color, which is the purple dusk, and it works really good on the sky, water, some reflection of the bird. House, I put some white on the house so it create more depth because of the light coming from here. Trees, and yeah, that's it. Okay, so if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments, and please bring some more friends to the channel, because that will help the channel, it'll help me, and I can create more classes, live classes, more videos for you guys, so you can learn what is watercolor. And I will be starting a new class, basically not right away. I will announce it. I'm planning to do Tuesday morning, which is a 10 to 11. It's going to be a drawing and a sketching class. So only drawing and sketching, how the light works, how to create how to draw and control the light and the proportion. That would be the first point in my three things: proportions, light, and the composition. So that class would be more focused on those 3 points: proportion, light, and the composition. So if somebody wants to join, it will be on Tuesday 10 to 11. And then another class I'm planning to start is on Friday, again 10 to 11, 1 hour class. It will be strictly acrylic class, acrylic, but I will apply all this information toward that class: the light, proportion, and the composition, which will help that acrylic. And I will explain how to prime the canvas, how to mix colors in acrylic, and how to glaze it, your painting, that type of stuff. So this will be two more new classes on Tuesday and Friday. I will announce soon, once I structure all the classes for the online, and then you can come and enjoy those classes also. But please get the word out, and get let more people subscribe the channel, and so I can create more videos and more live sessions. Okay, I'll see you next week, and I will finish this video here. I hope you enjoyed this today's session, and hopefully I'll see you next week, and you take care.